Welcome to another beautiful day. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California where I'm at. I don't know what it's like where you are, but I have to say that the nice weather is sort of lightening the mood around here. Hi Tammy. Tammy's on today, you guys. So Tammy's my co-teacher. As usual, if you have any questions, is available to answer them. Anyways, what I was saying was the mood, the nice weather kind of brings, I don't know, it's just so uplifting right now. Last week we were stuck inside all week, even though it was spring break, and it felt kind of, we were all kind of, you know, probably tired of each other a little bit by the end of the week, but now it's beautiful and everyone can get outside. So, oh, and Tammy's also answering on behalf of our Camp Steam, so if you can also address questions to her as well. Okay, so today we're gonna do a few things. With the warm weather, I personally was really excited to, I need you, honey bunny. Okay, my daughter is online right now and she was supposed to hop off. I see there's some connection problems, but I think she's gonna hop off. Always happens. And Wednesday is my trash day, so probably you'll hear a trash truck come by. They always seem to do it right in the middle of a video. Anyways, the warm weather had me really thinking about bubbles, being outside, fun activities you can do outside, and today that we have done in our camps at camp before. Actually, I'm going to bring you two projects because I couldn't resist showing you kind of a bonus project today. It's like a bonus bubble project, and we're going to get started. Now, before I do go to the project, I have to admit that after yesterday's video where I was trying to show you how the circuits worked and it was not working out, I couldn't leave that. So I did some troubleshooting. I figured it out. The problem was that I was using an LED, a little LED that required a lot of voltage. And when you do this salty circuit that we did yesterday, there's a drop in voltage as it moves along the circuit, especially since we're not using real wire, we're using glue and salt and water. So it was too much of a voltage drop to overcome. So for an LED with a lower voltage, and it worked. And I'm gonna actually show it to you guys right now because I can't help myself. Hi, Kate. And I'm gonna show my garage, so don't laugh. That's the benefit of being in the garage. Okay, now I can get, and also it also helps to have this be real dark. So there, now it's working. Hi, Yuki. So basically I swapped it out for a lower voltage, a lower powered LED, and now you can see that it's working. Yay! Okay, point proven. I'm not one to let hi Irony, to let a mistake go unanswered. All right. Okay, so today we're gonna get started. We're gonna make square bubbles. And one of the things I want to show you how to do before you make the square bubble is we're going to make our own bubble solution, you guys. So this is great because I always used to rely on going to the store and buying store-bought bubble solution. And then I realized, like, especially when I'm doing some bubble projects, I need a lot of bubble solution. And so those little bottles aren't going to cut it. So I learned how to make my own bubble solution. And I'm going to show that to you today. And I hope you have the ingredients to do it as well. So what you're going to need is dish soap. You're going to need dish soap, water, and a little bit of corn syrup. Now, if you have glycerin at home, most people don't have it, but occasionally people do because it's used in a bunch of different types of projects. And so if you have glycerin, you can swap that out for the light corn syrup. If you don't have corn syrup at all, you can still do this without it. I think the corn syrup kind of adds a little filminess to the bubble solution. So you might not, I don't know how strong it will be without the corn syrup, but it's worth a shot. I should also mention that usually when you do bubble solution, you should use distilled water. But frankly, I am not going out to the store to buy distilled water right now, and I don't expect that you guys have that necessarily on hand. So tap water is just fine. Solution. Then I'm going to show you how to make a square bubble wand, and then I'm going to show you how to make the actual square bubble. All right, so bubble solution's really easy, you guys. I'm going to move some of these materials out of the way. All right, so you're going to need, what I didn't mention in my email this morning is measuring cups are great to have. So moms, dads, go grab a couple of measuring cups if you can. We're going to need a cup measuring cup and a half cup or a quarter cup, whatever you want. And if you have it, a half tablespoon measuring spoon. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually, let's start with the water. Now, for today's project, we're going to be dipping our wand into Tupperware, a Tupperware filled container of bubble solution. So I want you to try to make this in a deep but small. So that's what I'm making mine in. These are just the IKEA ones. I always find a good use for them. And the ratio that we're going to use is we're going to use 3 cups water to a half a cup of dish soap. And then we're going to add in a little bit of corn syrup at the end. So let's start out. I'm going to measure 3 cups of water, and this is just tap water. Again, if you have distilled water, that does tend to work a little better. So 3 cups of water. Pour it into your container. Now I'm going to use half of a cup of dish soap. I only have a quarter cup measuring cup right now, so I'm going to fill it up twice. Okay, there's 1. Put it in there. Is there no sound, you guys? Oh, it says working for me. Okay. You know, lives, there's always connection issues. All right, connection, sound, you name it. That's why there's the fun part of going live is the unpredictability of it all. All right, so I put in a half a cup of dish soap, and now I'm going to add in 1/2 of a tablespoon of corn syrup. Again, this is just going to add a little bit of heaviness to the solution, make it a little more filmy, less bubbly. Because with bubble solution, you don't want it to get too foamy. Otherwise, it doesn't produce the best bubbles. Okay, so we got all that in our container. Now I'm going to grab a spoon, and we're going to gently stir it, you guys, okay? Resist the urge to stir fast, because like I just mentioned, the more foamy it gets, the less well it works. And actually, bubble solution is one of these things that if you make it, leaving it overnight it makes even better bubble solution. So the longer this kind of sits undisturbed, the better it gets, but we can absolutely use it today in this project. So I'm gently stirring it. You see I'm trying not to get a lot of bubbles going, just trying to mix it. Okay. And that's it. So let's set this aside right now. While we make our wand, okay? So I'm going to let that sit, which is a good thing, because like I said, the longer it sits, the better it gets. And now we're going to make a square bubble wand. Okay, so how we do this is we're going to grab a handful of plastic straws. Now, I don't really like to use plastic straws anymore, but in this case, since we're going to be dipping this in a liquid, I couldn't really use paper straws because I think it would get too saturated and kind of fall apart after a while. So I do still have a few plastic straws left over from previous years when I bought them. And so I'm using those. Okay, so we're going to need to cut the plastic straw in, we're going to need, let's see, we're going to need, what is it, I think we're going to need 12 sides or 12 sections. And the other thing to note is you need to cut them so that they can fit into your container, okay? I made this one yesterday and it's too big to fit in my container. So when we're cutting our plastic straw, what I did is I'm cutting it in thirds. So let's see, it's about, I would say 2 inches, okay? So cut it, I generally start by cutting 1 and then using that as the tool to measure more or less equal. And it looks like I'm getting just about, let's see, yeah. Basically, you know what, I'm cutting the section before the ribbed part in 3 equal spots. I'm gonna cut these a little bit shorter just so I have it. All right, so there you go. So now we're gonna cut 12 of these. So I have 3, so let's keep going. I'm gonna use this as my guide. And kids, this part I know you guys can totally do. The next part, when we get into making a cube, can be a little tricky. So moms and dads, we might need to have your help for a second on that. Okay. Again, let's keep cutting these. And here we go. There. Oops. I'm flinging the straws at the camera. There we go. And there we go. I eyeball most stuff, so I know I could be a little bit better about measuring this exact. But I usually just end up eyeballing a lot. Okay, so let's keep going here. Now, you don't have to make a cube. You can still do a magic geometric bubble, making like a pyramid shape. And in that case, you're going to need fewer of these. So in the blog post that I wrote on this years ago, which I'll put in the description, there is, you can see what that looks like. Okay. So now we're going to make our cube, okay? So we have our sides ready. And what we're essentially going to do, and this is the kind of tricky part, you guys, is we're going to string these through a pipe runner and form it into a cube, okay? So the way I like to do it is I start by putting 1 on a pipe cleaner, and then we're going to add 3 more. So we're going to start with 4, okay? So we got 4 sides. Now, obviously your pipe cleaner is going to be too short to do the rest of the cube. What do? Let's take another pipe cleaner and we're going to wrap them together like that. Okay, so we're going to sort of combine them, and then we get kind of like a long pipe cleaner, and we can keep working. So once you have your 4 sides done, you'll see that it forms kind of a cube. Ooh, I've got one that's a little long. It's not too bad though. And then I'm going to feed the pipe cleaner back through the original side. So this is where parents, you might need to step in just and help a little bit, especially when if you've got this twisted part here, it can be a little hard to feed through the straw. But that's the idea, okay? Have a little tail there at the end. So I have now you could absolutely use this as a bubble wand right now. It would work really well. But we're going to continue to make this into a cube. So now we're going to add 3 sections. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, I'm going to add another pipe cleaner, so I'm going to twist these around each other to kind of make a long pipe cleaner. The reason I don't do one long one at the beginning is because it will get a little bit hard to work with. So I kind of do it as I go along. Okay, so now I have my 3 sections here, and that makes another side of the cube. So I'm going to feed it through one of these other sides that we already made. And then it's going to come out, and it's going to, again, this is the tricky part here, stuffing this. Okay. Ooh. You know what? I got a pokey hole. Hold on. Let me get this. One of these is poking through. Okay. So now I kind of have this is what it looks like. It looks like almost like 2 on lined up, but then you can fold this up like that. So this doesn't have to be a perfect cube, you guys. Honestly, it doesn't really. We're not going for perfection here. We're just trying to get the general shape, okay? Okay, so now we've got 2 sides. We're going to add 2 more sections on. We're going to make another side like that. So again, let's feed it through one of these sides. And I like to feed it through since I know that I need to complete these two sides. I'm gonna feed it through a side here that will give me a good connection point. Okay. Now, I know this may seem a little complicated, but trust me, you guys, once you kind of get the hang of this, it's not too bad. I actually made a geodesic dome out of straws and pipe cleaners once. That was a pretty intense project. All right, so it looks like I need another section here so I can finish my cube. So I'm gonna do that in advance. I'm gonna twist my pipe cleaners together, and I'm going to add on, this time just one. Okay, see where we're at here. All right, actually one, and let's put a second one on because I need to complete that side. And so I need to, okay, so I'm gonna feed it through again. Again, this is like a little bit of a puzzle. And there we go. So now I have almost everything done. I just need to feed my pipe cleaner through, go through one additional side. And I can tell that my pipe cleaner is going to be just a little too short. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more. Feed this through to get to that last side. It's kind of like sewing a little bit. Okay, and we're ready for our last side. All right, you guys, if you have made this, you're a superstar, because this, like I said, this is not easy. This is a project I do recommend for, you know, I recommended ages 8 and up. Younger kids, you could totally do this, but you're probably gonna have mom or dad help you with this part. Okay. There, whoops, there we go. All right. Now I have a cube. Okay. I hope you guys are at this point. If you're not, I'm going to go ahead and show you while you're working, or you can set this aside for a second. I want to show you how to make the bubble first. Okay. And then we can keep going here. Okay. So to make the square bubble, we are gonna now, and one of the other things I should mention is I like to keep a tail on this so that you can dip it, you use it for dipping. Okay, so then we're going to dip our cube into our bubble solution. Now the first time you dip it, you're probably gonna leave it, just to kind of get everything, all the pipe cleaners are gonna absorb a little bit of the bubble solution. You wanna dip it entirely into your solution, and then you're going to very slowly bring it out of the solution. And I don't know if, oh, you guys are gonna be able to see this exactly. Let's see how we can do this. I might move it over to the side. So it doesn't always work the first time or even the second or third. It's kind of one of those things you have to finesse a little bit. But I just had my 7-year-old was making them. So if it doesn't work, and see I've got a film on the sides here, that's okay. Just let it blow it out, and let's try it again. And like I said, oh, I think I might be getting something here. And if you have a breeze, that can sometimes affect it. So I'm getting kind of a square faceted side. Let's see, let's keep going here. There it is. There's the square bubble. Can you see it? It's a little hard to see. I'll try to tilt this. And there it was. And there it goes. It's kind of like, I don't, what foot? No, I'm just kidding. It shows up and then it's gone. Let's try it again. And sometimes if you jiggle it a little bit, like I got it again. There it goes. You can kind of tap it a little bit into place, and you'll get that square. Let's try it again. This one, it looks like I'm getting some facets, but I'm not getting the square. So what we're getting, clinging to the sides, and it forms what, oh, there it is again. Can you see it? You can kind of see it reflection. That's the interesting thing. It reminds me a lot of what we call in architecture tensile structures, which are structures made from when you have different sides and then you drape a material between them, and you basically, there you can see all these geometric facets. And you drape a material between them to form the structure. They're really good for covering big areas. So you'll see a lot with like tents and stuff, or a type of tensile structure. And that's what this project reminds me of. I'm really, oh, one more time here. Ooh, and then the bubble switch sides. There it is. There it is. I hope you guys are able to get this. Okay, cool. All right, for this project, I do want to show you something else though. And since I'm dripping all over the place here, I'm going to put that there. I want to show you another bubble project that's really, really cool right now, real fast, because that one was definitely involved, you guys. If you have not made bubble snakes before, they are super fun to make, and all you need is an old, like a plastic water bottle and a sock. Okay, so as an add-on to this, the tensile bubbles, the square bubble, which I thought was a great project, but I know it can be a little complicated. Very simple bubble snake project, which is, kids love this. So kids, you guys can totally make this. Now, moms and dads, what we're gonna need to do, I'm gonna need you guys to help me cut the end off of your bottle. That's all you really need to do in this part. Let's do this. So I'm going to use an X-Acto because I have a Gatorade bottle. But if you have like a regular plastic bottle, you can just use the scissors. So I'm going to just poke a hole with that, and now I'm going to use my scissors to cut this. Wait, there it is. Okay. Loud. All right, and this project will definitely get your lungs working. I guarantee you that. Okay. So you're going to cut the end off your bottle. Then you're going to, kids, now you can take over. You're going to grab a sock, grab an old sock, and you're going to basically put the sock on the bottle, okay? Not too hard. As if it was your foot, put that sock on the bottle and get it kind of taut on there, okay? Like that. Now I'm going to show you how to make the bubble snake. I want to preface this. I'm going to turn my camera around but this unless I show you from the side. But I want to preface it before you start. When we make these bubbles, what we're going to do is we are going to dip this into our bubble solution, and then we are going to blow through the bottle. Do not, this is my big caveat, because when we did this at camp, I warned kids, and sometimes people, most of the time people listen, but a few kids didn't hear it. Don't suck in. If you suck in instead of blowing out, you will end up getting soap in your mouth, and nobody likes soap in your mouth. So just remember that. You're going to blow out, okay? Can everybody remember that? Okay. So I'm going to turn this around so we can, all right. Oh my gosh, Emily Kate is on. We went to middle school together so many years ago. That's awesome. Hi, Emily. Okay, so now we're ready. We got our bubble snake bottle. We have our bubble solution. And this is going to be this is going to look hilarious. It really does. What you're going to do is you're going to dip the bottom of your bottle into your bubble solution. And now I'm going to turn to the side. Let's see, how can I do this without drip? And I'm going to blow. Okay, like I said, blow, don't suck in. This will get your lungs working, you guys. And basically you get this awesome bubble snake. It's a real big workout, but it's really fun. If you do this outside on a windy day, it's awesome because these start floating out into the air. Let me try to get another one here. When we did this, I did this at a play group once, and Tammy actually had a bubble snake that was like feet long, because she was very dedicated to blowing through this and keeping it going. So you can kind of keep this going as long as you want. Awesome, right? All right, that's all I have the lung capacity for today, you guys. A very cool side note to this is if you put food coloring in your bubbles on like a big piece of butcher paper, you can actually get some pretty cool bubble prints from it. We've tried that a couple times. I haven't always been successful. It just really depends on like if it's a windy day, your bubbles tend to fly out. But that's another add-on art activity that you can do with this. Okay, that's it for today. Wow, you stuck with me. This was a long one. I appreciate it, and I'm excited you guys all showed up today. Tomorrow we're going to be doing more STEAM projects from the kitchen. Obviously today our featured materials were dish soap and corn syrup and recyclables. I also wanted to point out one quick thing. I talked about a coupon for an ebook that I wrote called STEAM Kids in the And a bunch of you guys wrote me yesterday and said the coupon did not work. There was a problem on the back end, and so it's fixed. It's fixed. So if you guys are interested in that ebook, I will go ahead and place the link again below, and you can absolutely use the code today. It will work. It's 50% off for that ebook, and the code is KitchenBDD. All right, you guys. You're awesome. Go forth, make square bubbles, make bubble snakes, and I will see you tomorrow.